what's still keeping you excited about working towards sustainability or something new?
Talk about sustainability as a subject. It is infinite, it is boundaryless, or infinite nature of sustainability. The things have to go on so that we keep on improving, reducing carbon emissions, GHG emissions, and making life so good for everyone.
Hello and good evening everyone. Welcome to 2 Degree Talks, where we discuss about ideas, innovations and individuals who are bringing impacts towards net zero carbon footprint. I'm your host, CEO and founder of FitSol, Anand Pathak. Today with me is someone very, very special, Mr. Vinod Thusu, who is currently Head Sustainability and Engineering at Cabycal, India. Prior to this, he has almost 3 decades of experience in engineering sustainability at one of leading two-wheelers auto manufacturing company in India, Hero MotoCorp. Almost 31 years of experience over there. And definitely in this podcast, we will get to learn on-ground realities and some of the real-life examples of how what actions we can take to improve carbon footprint around us and how we can impact this. So yes, welcome sir. Very, very excited to have you on board.
Thank you so much, Anand, for having me here. It's a privilege to speak to you always. Thank you so much.
Thanks. So I have known Mr. Thusu ji for last 1 year through one of my common colleague, Mr. Vikas Kalra. Yeah. And in my first meeting itself, I got quite impressed by your knowledge, because in most of the things when we talk, FitSol talks about someone regarding carbon footprint and everything, most of the knowledge is generally strategic in that case. But you were someone which came out that you have real life examples of working on the real time problem and real life examples on the ground. Yes. And that impressed me a lot. And I think whenever we started, we always thought it would be great if I can bring you on the podcast to learn from your experience. So starting with, you have spent almost 3 decades in this field.
Yeah.
So what's still keeping you excited about working towards sustainability or something new?
So Anand, if we talk about sustainability as a subject, it is infinite, it is boundaryless. Yeah. So no one can say today that I have done XYZ task and I'm done with sustainability. What takes me moving is the infinity or infinite nature of sustainability. The things have to go on so that we keep on improving, reducing carbon emissions, GHG emissions, and making life so good for everyone.
Yes. So how you started all of this? Because you had a long career, and that time it was not even kind of a, people were not even thinking about carbon emissions, correct? At least 10 years back. So how you entered into this field? What was your first real-time impact or example?
It's a very interesting question. In fact, after spending almost close to 33 years in plant operations, I worked in a couple of more industries before I joined Hero MotoCorp. I was with Indian Railways. I worked in oil and gas also for 2 years. Okay. Then I moved to Hero MotoCorp. In Hero MotoCorp, my career started with maintenance function. Then I was changed over to engineering and civil infra. During my stint with maintenance and engineering, I could understand that the impact of energy is so huge on sustainability. In fact, if you see, I should say from a 360-degree standpoint sustainability, you will find energy at the epicenter of everything. So it was something very interesting for me, carrying so much of operational experience with me. I thought it would be great to spend some time in sustainability, just I should say linking my practical experience with the sustainability as a subject. So that inspired me a lot, and it was my call in 2023 that I should be moving to sustainability. Even though I am not so old in sustainability function, but I'm pretty sure that we can give so much of value to our customers in terms of actually having ideas to implement so that they reduce their overall carbon and GHG emissions. Some practical examples or some hand-holding that will be a great help to any of the end users.
I'm sure, definitely. So that brings me to your current organization. So what is it into, and how, because your role is head technology over there. So what expertise you are bringing to the table to help your end users to reduce their carbon footprint?
Exactly. So basically Cabycal is a Spanish company based out of Valencia. So we are an engineering company. Our core area of expertise on one side is painting technology, energy efficient painting technology, surface treatment and powder coating. On another side, we have got another group company with us that's called E2 Tech. E2 tech is environment engineering and technology, where our total focus is on the environmental solutions. So on the environmental solutions side, we have got some promising technologies with us. We have got at least 5 technologies on the thermal oxidation side. Thermal oxidation, like direct thermal oxidation, regenerative thermal oxidation, recapitulative thermal oxidation, catalytic based thermal oxidation, or VOC concentration systems, which actually help end users not only to lower their VOC emissions, even it can also help them to improve upon their NOx, SOx and PM emissions when it goes to combustion systems. Apart from that, we also do have expertise on the clean room technology and on the zero liquid discharge technology, where we are one of the best, I should say, across globe. So this is a brief about our company profile.
Okay, no, great. So I think this is something quite new. So definitely in the sustainability, there are a lot of new things that can be explored. A lot of new innovations are coming, and I'm glad to hear something new from you today. What all impacts it can be created. Definitely that would be useful for our audience also. Now coming back, I think can we start with your some personal life journey?
Yeah. So
where you were born, how is the journey?
Thank you so much for touching that. Actually, I was born and brought up in Srinagar, Kashmir.
Okay.
So my total schooling till 12th has happened in Srinagar. So after doing my 12th, or I should say intermediate, we used to call during those days, I joined Pune University in BE Production Engineering. So I'm a graduate engineer, production engineering from Pune University. So I passed out in 1991. So after that, my first job was with Haryana Petrochemicals, where I worked for a couple of years. And then I was doing internship with Indian Railways. Indian Railways has got one of the largest the workshops, that's called Southeastern Railways Workshops, Kharagpur. So I worked there for almost a year's time. And then I joined Hero MotoCorp. During those days, it used to be Hero Honda Motors Limited. So after having a sizable stint with Hero MotoCorp, and I have joined Cabycal in 2025. On the personal side, I've got my parents with me. I've got a daughter and my wife. My wife is a senior auditor with rather senior administrative officer with Government of India. And my daughter is doing Masters in Economics from National University of Singapore. So she has just joined. She has just almost completed her first semester. So that is a brief about my personal life.
Great to know. So actually, there is a question here. I don't know if you can describe your complete journey in one word or one sentence. Can you do it? It's a huge, it's long journey. I know.
It has been enriching.
Enriching, yeah. Definitely. Now, I think let's come towards a little bit. We dive into the career side of the industry, because you have already told that your journey has been enriching in most of the cases. If you look back of this towards this journey, what has been the defining moment for you, or moments where you realize, yes, this is what is my future purpose, goal, or something like that?
Actually, even though I may not be directly associated with this initiative, but yes, that has in fact brought a lot of smiles on my face, and I have found that sustainability is on the right track. It is when India completed 500 gigawatts of renewable and non-fossil fuel based energy this year in 2025 against a target of 2030. So India completed this target 5 years ahead of time. That is a defining moment, not only from my standpoint, but from the country standpoint as well.
Definitely. So you have worked, initial career was mainly in the facility management side. So there you think how the sustainability has played a role, because you were talking about something in facility management also.
Yes.
Lot of energy and everything goes into that.
Yeah.
So can you throw some picture?
Yeah, absolutely. So as I have told in the beginning, energy remains very pivotal when it goes to, I should say, building your net zero strategy. Since I worked a lot in the utilities directly associated with energy, so I could understand that if you are following a very holistic approach on energy management, holistic approach is more on the energy efficiency side. So there are basically 3 elements to holistic energy management. One is capacity utilization, one is process controls and retrofits, and one is technology interventions. And unfortunately, we as a country have failed to understand the subject of energy efficiency. There we need to correct ourselves. Most of the people started believing that replacing a motor is energy efficiency. But the fact remains that we have to switch our mindset from motor level efficiency to system level efficiency. So for maintaining a system level efficiency, energy efficiency will be very pivotal, and you have to follow this three-pronged approach, which I have already told you. Capacity utilization not only in terms of your facility, even at equipment and process level as well. The moment you utilize your capacity to the fullest, you are doing great on energy efficiency.
Yes.
Then it goes to process controls and retrofits. Process control can be a very small thing. Say as an example, this air conditioner is running over here. Say if we change the set point from say 18 to 25, we save a lot of energy. We are not doing any investment. We are only playing with the temperature. So it is only a process control. So retrofit can be something like a process running on a fixed speed. So now I put a say frequency drive and give a close feedback. That will make that system energy efficient. So it becomes a case of retrofit. Then last one is the technological intervention. Technology intervention, nothing but you changing over from say previous gen technology to next gen technology, where you get more far superior energy efficiency. So this will broadly the approach on the energy efficiency. So this all experience I gained from my utility or maintenance background, and same momentum or same legacy I carried forward in my sustainability journey. So even to add to it, in fact, you might have read in 2023, Reuters did one study globally. So which should be the top 2 sustainability goals for any industry. So it was a cross industry the poll. So the majority of the responses came on 2 aspects which were common for most of the industries. Number 1, energy decarbonization, and number 2, product circularity. And in fact, after deep diving into these 2 aspects, I am also a strong believer that yes, these 2 elements handled, you are done with almost 80% of sustainability.
Correct. Completely agree. So now coming back, I think I heard somewhere while you were talking about carbon sequestration project.
Yeah.
I think in our past discussion somewhere.
Yeah.
So what's your view regarding that?
Yeah, it's a very interesting question. In fact, I will share that document also with you, maybe at a later stage. Last year, we a team of 40 people in Hero, not Hero Flights, CIA side. Okay. We had a core committee where we made guidelines for industries. So coming to sequestration will not be your first choice. First choice will be your decarbonization source. So if I follow a practical approach, your first focus will be on the energy efficiency side. Then second focus will be on energy transition. Third will be sequestration. That means practically you are trying to handle only residual emissions through sequestration. You cannot upfront take sequestration and say that I have created this much of carbon sink and I am carbon neutral. That is not going to help us holistically. We have to follow a very practical approach: energy decarbonization source, energy efficiency, energy transition, then in this sequestration. Sequestration can be thought of, but only to offset 10% of emissions. 90% of the emissions have to be taken care by energy transition and energy efficiency. It cannot be forefront that we only focus on sequestration.
Yes, definitely. It should be the last.
Yes. It is only for the residual. It's only for the residual, because it's a fact that you cannot decarbonize everything 100%. So there will be residual emissions. For residual emissions, you will be allowed to do this sequestration or afforestation. But someone saying that I'm totally focused on sequestration, that's not going to do any good to us.
No, definitely not.
And in fact, one more interesting aspect around sequestration is that this urban plantation doesn't help sequestration. Okay. You have to go to your, I should say, forest reserve areas, recover those forest reserve areas. Then you are creating a carbon sink. If I am planting 10 plants in a place like Gurgaon and start believing that this is a carbon sink, that is a wrong understanding of the subject. Okay. You have to create a eco-reserve forest, then concentrate, do dense forestation over there. That is a carbon sink.
Okay, this is also something new to me.
Yeah, then putting plants in the urban area is not sequestration.
Don't help much.
Urban forestation, in fact, doesn't help climate change.
Okay.
And one more interesting aspect around is that in 2024, last year only, because of so much of climate change happening all over and because of temperature rise, even trees could not absorb carbon. There was so much of change all over. You can read an article also on it. There is zero carbon absorption last year globally because of trees, because of severe climate change.
Okay.
And no carbon sink happened because of trees across globe. Because climate change, we are not able to understand that climate change impacts the vegetation and forestation as well. Their life cycle also deteriorates with this temperature rise. So they were also not able to absorb carbon.
A lot of fires.
Yeah, the forest fires and all you must have seen in Amazon and other areas, California, and so on and so forth. So that is nothing but the impact of this climate change.
What Amazon is called lung.
Lung, absolutely. Even the lung has also got damaged. There's so many thousands of trees were burnt because of the forest fire.
Yeah. So if I talk about, I'm just going back to the energy thing. The first two things what you told about, I think that will also help in the cost reduction for most of the companies.
Absolutely.
The third is the alternate or some new technologies that has some upfront, I think, investment. But I think it can be recovered. Just wanted your thought on this, because most of our audience might not be aware what kind of cost saving we are looking to this if we work on this kind of initiatives on energy.
So again, I will go back to what I said earlier. You have to follow the three-pronged approach. If you will go to any industry as an advisor or as a consultant or as a collaborator, you cannot tell someone that you invest 200 crores, replace all the machines, it will be energy efficient. That no one can afford to do and no one is supposed to do. So it is better first to introspect ourselves, just understand my current level of efficiency. And most important part is I will go to capacity utilization. I will give some example around capacity utilization to you. As an example, there is one automobile industry having a, say, installed capacity of 7,500 vehicles a day. Now you all of a sudden start producing 3,000 vehicles a day from the same facility. So you are actually deteriorating your energy efficiency, because energy itself has got two elements to it. One is fixed energy, one is variable energy. Fixed energy comes from your the indirect areas. As an example, a factory or a plant is there. You have got a procurement department, you have got a HR department, you have got a canteen area. They are all indirect consumers of energy. That is a fixed energy consumption. That means irrespective of your production, you are going to consume that energy in those areas. So that fixed energy will always be there. When it goes to variable energy is production driven. The moment you run a machine, you produce, you are consuming energy. So it is very important for you to utilize your capacity to the fullest. If you are partly using your facility, you are still consuming that much volume of fixed energy. Even though your production has gone down, but 60% of the fixed energy is still coming from those areas. So it is always advisable to optimize your capacity and try to maximize. Otherwise, you will be a big loser on energy, and even on it will increase your carbon footprint and GHG footprint. So capacity utilization at plant level, then it goes to equipment level. As an example, I am running a air compressor. I am running it in idle mode. I lose 33% of energy only in the idle running of the motor. When I utilize the capacity, I am actually saving energy there. A boiler running at a part load will have a radiation loss of only 1%. But when you are running a boiler on 50% efficiency, you have got a radiation loss of 2%. That 2% itself is a huge volume of fuel and other energy usages. So it is important for you to do the capacity utilization correctly and judiciously. If you are, say, want to produce 1,000 vehicles a day, you finish that job in, say, one shift time. Don't spell that 1,000 vehicle to second shift and night shift. Then your total energy efficiency will go haywire. So you have to be very conscious of that fact. That will lead to a lot of energy efficiency on your plant or facilities level.
So first one was plant level, then
even equipment level, even process level.
At the process level.
The process level is, again, I will give, why I am giving example of compressor, because compressor is a utility which is consumed by most of the industries. Whether you are in automotive industry or a textile, a pharma or a chemical industry, compressor will be there. So compressor, one consumption will be directly in the machine, one will be machine plus the auxiliaries. So the auxiliaries in the compressor systems will be air receiver, heat exchangers, air dryers, flow controls and all. They also, and cooling towers, they also consume energy. So both put together is a huge consumption. So you have to optimize your usage, otherwise you'll lose a lot of energy.
Yes, definitely. And then once this is done, you were recommending...
Then second element was process control and retrofit.
Yes.
Process control is playing with the, I gave previously I gave example about temperature of air conditioner. Now I switch to air pressure. If I say reduce my compressed air pressure from 6 bar to 5 bar while managing the same facility, You are saving 14% of energy without doing anything. You have to simply step down your pressure from 6 bar to 5 bar. So you have to be very selective and very cautious about usage of your compressed air. Unnecessarily, if you are giving a area 6 bar pressure, which is actually can be run on 5 bar, people don't understand that compressors are very huge equipments. They have got motors as big as 300 kilowatt, 500 kilowatt, 1 megawatt motors running compressor. So the moment you save energy over there, it actually turns out to be saving in crores of rupees. And even at some point of time, if you have a focus on leakages in your compressor system, leakage to the extent of 5% is a standard practice. If you're having a leakage of 5% in your system, that is acceptable. Beyond 5%, it's a huge loss. I think it will be running into several crores of rupees for any big industry. So you have to be very focused on these actions. Otherwise, a lot of energy wastage and in fact revenue wastage.
Yes, so actually right now we are working on one project for one of the OEMs where they have asked us to do their supplier assessment and mostly focus on reducing their scope 2 emission, which is indirectly energy use case inside the plant, correct?
The scope 2 is their purchased power from grid.
Yes, so how they can, so if they can improve the efficiency inside the plant, they purchase less?
Obviously, it will have an impact on even scope 1 as well.
So both, So I think that's, most of the companies are looking forward, such kind of things, and energy is one of the most important.
Energy, if you allow me, I will elaborate a little more on why.
Yes.
You should be asking me one question. Why carbon is so important when air has got only nitrogen and oxygen in it? Why all of a sudden carbon has become so important?
Please.
Actually, in fact, this debate had happened last year in US Congress as well. So I was shocked to see they debating on this point. Why have we gone crazy after carbon? When it is
minus, point decimal.
Yes, sir. But the reality remains that the carbon emissions happening globally are at a rate of 1.3 million kgs per second. That is the global carbon emission flow rate. And the most unfortunate part is that carbon has got a huge legacy. That means if you are emitting carbon today, it is going to remain for next 300 years in your hemisphere. That itself creates greenhouse gas effect. So the life of carbon is huge. That is the reason it is detrimental. In terms of volume percentage in air, it's very little. But the legacy of carbon being 300 years, that itself is killing the environment. That is the reason it has become super critical for all of us.
Yes.
The life of carbon is so huge.
Okay.
It will remain for next 300 years.
So so if we continue emitting like this,
and
definitely after 50 years, it will.
As I already told you, the emission rate is 1.3 million kgs per second. You can imagine how much it is. A huge volume.
It's huge. Thanks. I think it was quite deep. Again, I thought this was why my understanding why when we speak with you, I thought you will give some real life example how to reduce emissions. I think we are definitely enriched. We would like to close this podcast with few rapid fire questions.
Sure.
Net zero by 2070 for India, realistic or optimistic?
I will say as of now it is optimistic. We will be required to work actually a lot, especially in the energy sector. Even if we talk about artificial intelligence or maybe EV or any other initiative, unless and until we are not transited 100% to green or clean energy, no initiative will be practically possible. So of course, aspiration is great, but as of now, it remains optimism.
Yes. So now the second question is electric mobility or hydrogen mobility?
Hydrogen will be a bigger disruptor because I am not convinced that EV holds the future of mobility. Because again, if you compare the life cycle carbon emission of an EV versus an ICE product, you'll see only 25% reduction when it goes to EV. But practically, there are a lot of challenges in the EV as well when it goes to the recycling of lithium-ion battery and rest of the things. But definitely, hydrogen at the forefront, that to green hydrogen. I will not say it hydrogen because it has to be green hydrogen. We should be cautious of the fact that while producing hydrogen, 1 kg of hydrogen production consumes 55 units of energy. So the moment my energy is not green, actually I'll be using a lot of energy and carbon emission while producing hydrogen. So green hydrogen at the backdrop of green energy is always a bigger disruptor.
Okay, so one sustainability buzzword that you think is overused and it should get disappeared?
Carbon neutral.
Carbon, okay.
Yes.
Biggest misconception about carbon neutrality in that case?
Biggest misconception about carbon neutrality is that most of the people have started believing that with my maybe the financial the soundness, I can get carbon credits and declare myself carbon neutral. So we have to be very cautious of the fact that unless and until we don't decarbonize at source, we don't transit to green energy, we cannot be carbon neutral. I simply buying carbon credits and becoming myself, declaring myself carbon neutral, I think that is just a waste of time.
So any book or podcast on sustainability that you would like to recommend to the audience?
Yes, I will recommend a book by Professor Chetan Singh Solanki, who is called Solar Man of India. Climate Change 2100, Survive or Thrive.
Okay. I will put that link in our podcast. So that
You must be following Professor Solanki. He is a person who has started Energy Swaraj Yatra. So Professor Solanki was a IIT professor. He resigned this year only from IIT. So he has left his home in 2020. He is traveling in a bus pan India. That bus, of course, is powered by solar peripherals. That bus is his restroom, bedroom, drying room, dining room, everything. So he travels pan India, educates people about judicious use of energy. She's always saying that it's not only energy transition, we have to control our consumptions. In fact, our resources on earth are finite, and he is running one movement also called Finite Earth. So he's saying that resource reduction and energy transition, that is going to help us. Only talking about energy transition is not going to help us.
Oh, very interesting.
So Professor Solanki must be following. Even if you at some point of time, we can even request him also for a podcast.
Great.
He's such a great personality.
So before that, I'll put a link so that they understand.
Climate Change 2100, Survive or Thrive, that is the latest book. It's available even on Amazon and other platforms as well. So people can read it and just have a view. And in fact, if you will read his recent post, he was saying that whatever climate changes rather, he was expecting in 2030. Those changes have happened in 2025 itself. So your podcast, even though evolves around 2 degrees, but the fact remains that if we don't work, we are going to breach 3 degrees in 2050. It's so disastrous.
Very, very much. So if not sustainability, what other career you could have been into right now? Anything else excites you?
I think then auditing.
Auditing.
Yes.
Any good productivity hack at work?
Not exactly.
No, yes. Definitely hard work is the only thing.
Yes, you don't have any shortcuts basically.
Yes. Yeah. One company, Indian and global, you admire for whatever they are doing in terms of sustainability?
Today, I think if I talk about one company, I will call Schneider Electric. They are doing a great work on sustainability. In fact, they have been rated as one of the best companies on sustainability, not only from the India operations standpoint, but even globally as well.
Great. Tea or coffee, doing long day work, what you prefer?
Tea, mostly tea.
The tea person.
Yeah.
Okay. Last question, one we were to define the future of manufacturing in India.
It holds a lot of promise because if I link I should say net zero strategy of India with the manufacturing ability of the country. Someone can ask us if India has taken a goal of 2070 as net zero. Today we are in 2025. So the roadmap available in the country right now is till 2030 only. That means whatever projections government of India even has done, that is only on 2030 horizon. So then there is a huge time between 2030 and 2070. So there is a big gap in between. But the fact remains that there is a lot of optimism because India is still a growing economy. It is expected that India carbon emissions will peak by 2035. Then they will start declining. So India holds a promise for future, not only for ourselves, but for the rest of the world. The US, China and all, they are already past their peak and they will now saturate. But India will definitely grow and emerge more stronger.
Thanks a lot. I think a lot of information, bites that I think we would have understood. Thanks again for coming. It's very, very interesting.
Thank you so much, Anand. It was nice interacting with you. Looking forward to meet you many more times. Thank you so much.